Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Joey. What we're going to go over today is going to be basically how many members you have in your band versus how much you get paid. And we're going to look at this in a few different scenarios. The first scenario that we're going to look at is going to be from the club. So I'm a club booking agent. I book a band and, they come out. They're a 6-piece band, great band. I'll assume they're a great band. And, they got a little bit of a horn section and, everything's fine. Everything went well. And I decided to book this band again. Say, hey, you guys deserve a chance to come back. Then when they do come back, they come back and there are only 4 people. So, maybe they have used backing tracks to, fill up the difference, or even worse, they don't use tracks at all and they just don't have that sound, that, horn presence, so to speak. And so this band, played with a fewer number of people. And at the end of the night, the club said, well, normally we give you X amount of money, but because it was less people, 4 people instead of 7, we are now giving you a new amount of money. And this new amount of money being, quite a bit less. And this kind of infuriated these guys. They were like,
hey, everybody loved it. The crowd thought we were great. We played amazingly. Everything was amazing. Everything was incredible. People were dancing all night. Everybody was going nuts.
And the club booking agent said,
you know what? We don't care. Sorry. We're paying you less because you had less people.
And I get it. I also see it in my line of work, doing private events and weddings and stuff, because if a bride and a groom look at your website, they see you've got, 5 people in the band and, that's what they like, plus the whole time before the event, they're checking out your videos to get hyped up and get excited. I mean, this happens to me all the time. My brides and grooms and stuff, kind of live on our YouTube channel. They wait for all kinds of new stuff. They want to see all the new songs. They want to be like, hey, what are they, getting up to? And will this new song fit with our wedding kind of thing? And they just get hyped up. And that's great. So they're, watching these videos and they see that, you've got 5 or 6 people in the band. You got all these singers and everything. And then you show up. I'll just say, for example, you've got 6 people in the band. You've got 3 lead singers, guitar, bass, and drums. And then all of a sudden you show up to their gig and it's guitar, bass, and drums and one of those singers. So first thing that's going to go off in their mind, rightfully so, is this isn't the band that I paid for. This isn't what I signed up for. And there's going to be drama. So you want to make sure that you kind of stick with what you're selling. If you're selling a 5-piece band with a male and female vocals, then you better make sure you go out and do that. The only time that can change is if a client thinks you're coming out with just a male and a female vocalist, but yet you come out with, a male and 2 female vocalists. So you up the game, you bring another person, great. Everybody will love that. It looks great on stage. Everybody's fine with it. Nobody cares. They are not going to pay you any more money, but it is better for the gig. For some reason, more people means a better show in most of the eyes of the people, that are hiring you. So, yeah, I see it all the time. And I try not to change anything. And if I do have to change something, because life happens, something happens or something comes up where you have to make a little bit of a change. And when you do, it's best to tell the client like right away, hey, I'm only going to be doing this with one singer because the other one, has left or whatever. The other one, I like to say the other one won the lottery and he's living in the Bahamas. Best to let them know, be upfront about it. They may say, well, we need to renegotiate the money or whatever, and then be open to that. Be very open to that because, you've changed something significant, and they could just drop you altogether. I give the client the option, to go in another direction, because ultimately it's not about you, the musician, or the business owner. It's about the client and their party. That is the first and foremost thing you want for them. If that means them hiring your competitor and having a great time, then let them. Let them have a great time. Do not stand in the way. Refund them their money. Do whatever you can. Make them happy. So this next guy says, played a local gig that we played before. No money at the end of the gig. We had always been paid an agreed wage that is normal for a mid-sized market. Yeah, this was a poorly attended show. Not a rookie. Been at this almost 50 years. So the next situation we're going to look at is this musician has been playing a gig for a while, and he's been getting paid for it. They're in a little bit of a routine with the club. They or actually, from the club standpoint, the club is always looking to pay you less money. If anything changes, they're always looking to change something. If you bring less of a band, they don't mind paying you less money. They're totally fine with it, and they're probably going to win that argument. You may want to get into a contract where you tell the club, say, hey, club, you're going to pay me X amount of money. I'm going to bring this many people. That might be one way to fix it. But getting a club to sign anything, right, good luck with that. So this next guy has been playing the same club for a long time, and it's been good. Everything's been going well for him, and they've always been paid and everything. But this one night, nobody was in the club, for whatever reason. I don't know. The presidential debate was on, and people were at home watching that, and so nobody was at the club. So at the end of the night, the club basically said, hey, nobody was here, why should you get any money? And I've gone over this ad nauseum. You basically, unless you have an agreement with the club or a deposit, which you're never going to get from a club, you're never going to get an agreement from a club, you're never going to get any of those things from a club. When you play a club, it's risky. Every single time you play a club, it's risky. I cannot say this enough. So if at the end of the night they
say nobody was here, we're not paying you shit.
If they told me that, then I would say, okay, all right. And I try to give all my players a little bit of money out of my own pocket because I'm not hurting for money. So I would say to the band members, hey, here's a little bit from me. The club stiffed us. And at that point, I would probably just not play there anymore. I do know a lot of bands and musicians that would basically put them up on blast and say, hey, this club, did this, that, and the other to me. And I don't know. And there's probably some truth to doing that. There's probably some good in doing that because it would probably make the club not do it as much. But they're always looking for an angle. They're always looking for a way to save money. If I was a club owner and that happened to me, I would probably pay the band a tiny bit of money out of my own pocket and then tell them that, next time if there's nobody here, I'm not going to be able to pay you. So, at least they know, at least they're on notice that if it happens again, they're not going to be surprised. I wouldn't just surprise them as a club owner. I would definitely try to just give them something, say, hey, everybody go get a beer. Here's a little bit of money that I'm just paying you out of my own pocket of what I've got. And, but next time I'm not going to be able to give you anything. So that's what I got for you today, and I'll see you next time.